And welcome to a sunny Lynchburg, Virginia, where today on Moon Field we will have two softball ODAC rivals taken to today's action, the Quakers of Guilford College and the Hornets of University of Lynchburg. I'm Joe Hutzler, narrating your journey today through two softball games here on University of Lynchburg's campus. Also controlling the camera today, so please have some patience and some forgiveness because mistakes will be made. But I will make sure the camera is number one priority. At least I'll try to anyway. Number one priority for Kaylee Cox is to get off to a good start for Lynchburg. She is in the circle for the Hornets and ready for another great day of action. Cox this season, 8-2 with 2 saves, 59 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, 15 walks, has an ERA of 3.80. and has earned 32 runs this year. She will try to get Guilford in a hole, keep them from scoring, let the offense go to work. Lynchburg playing Guilford for the 37th time since 2003. They have been victorious 26 of the previous 36 meetings and have won 8 of the last 10, with Guilford winning 1 of 2 in 2019 and then back in 2016 also splitting with the Hornets. Up to bat first for Guilford is Kylie Richardson, playing catcher today, hidden behind her coach. Nothing I can do about that. You can kind of see her there. And Richardson doing a good job of creating contact. And now you can see her clearly as she stands at first base on the second pitch scene. Batting next, Caitlin Ray. And she will foul one off into the cheap seats. So cheap, they're free, actually. Good scoop by Herrmann, keeps Richardson honest at first. Hard contact. And a throw to first to get 2 outs. Great job by Carly Cundiff over at third. A great snag, accurate throw, 2 outs on the board. Third in the lineup for the Quakers today is Allie Morales. Takes the first pitch for a ball from Kaylee Cox. Morales leading the Quakers with a .478 average, and she'll add to that with a single to left field. We'll come over and show her. Hey, there she is. .23rd hit of the season for Morales. And the Quakers have 2 hits in the top of the first. Cleanup batter, Casey Bunting. Doubt she will be doing that. And takes the first pitch, called strike. One count for Kaylee Cox as she battles some adversity. Her defense helping her out so far. Looking for some more help perhaps as that contact is made. And it's a foul tip by Bunting. Morales at first. Here's the pitch, and it's sent hard out to left field, scooped up again. Here's a throw to second. And Guilford off to a hot start. 3 hits through 4 batters, 2 outs, and still getting the job done. Next up, your designated player for the Quakers, Allie Clemens. And she'll take the first pitch. Blooper to center, and it lands fair. Here's the throw back near home. Cut off by Sophie Tully, and it's bases loaded for the Quakers. And surprisingly, they're going after the first pitch. You'd think, you haven't seen this opponent in a while. It was down at your place. But apparently they know what Kaylee Cox likes to throw in the beginning of an at-bat. And they like it a lot, so they're going for it. 2 outs, 4 hits already for the Quakers. And they're trying to take a lead in the top of the first. It'll be Katie Griswold, left fielder, batting in the 6th spot today. First pitch, grounder, tossed to third, force out, and the Hornets survive an early scare against the Quakers. Still scoreless going to the bottom of the first on LHSN. And we're back here to start the bottom of the first inning. Still scoreless as Lynchburg leads off with Lexi Powell. And takes the first pitch from Katie McNeil for strike 1. I didn't see the text message before the start of the game. There is a lineup change for Guilford. McNeil is actually batting 5th for the Quakers as that one is up, and that will fall fair. Going to second is Powell. Nice base running, realizing that everyone in that area of the infield had already gone back to try and make the catch. And so Powell will start things off by putting herself in scoring position. So, as I was saying, McNeil is pitching. Katie McNeil is pitching for the Quakers. She's also batting 5th. There is no designated player, so apologies for not knowing that before the last at bat. There is McNeil, 3.36 ERA, 5-4 record this season. Over 56 innings pitched. No one else comes close on her team in that regard. 48 strikeouts, And looking at the graduate student, Kayla Hughgate at the plate, showing bunt again and taking that pitch for ball one of the at-bat. Lays down the bunt, and it rolls foul. Hughgate, the most experienced player on the team, trying to bring a positive attitude as she always does, but also some teaching to some younger players, especially as the ODAC tournament comes our way next week. Right now, if the tournament would start today, this would be your 3 versus your 7. Of course, that wouldn't be a first-round matchup. The 3 would play the 6, meaning Guilford would play number 2, Emory and Henry. The Hornets will play the Wasps this weekend in the final regular season matchup. Doubleheader on Saturday from Emory, Virginia. As Hughgate survives, fouls that one off again. Three-two count, runner at second. Hughgate hits this one to right field, back on it, making the catch. Runner, I believe, is tagging. Yes, they are. Powell is there on a sacrifice fly, just 60 feet away. And now it's Lynchburg threatening to put the first run of the board, or run of the day, on the board. And for them, it is Carly Cundiff. Made a great play at third base in the top of the first to allow Lynchburg to obtain 2 outs on 1 play. And that one drops in but misses the zone from McNeil. You see Powell behind her, 60 feet away from the first run of the day. And just 1 out. And well above the catcher, here comes Powell at the plate, slides in, safe. A wild pitch from McNeil leads to the first run of the day. The Hornets lead it 1-0. Nice base running by the freshman. And now Cundiff will look at a 2-1 count, make it 3-1, as McNeil continues to struggle in this at bat. Cundiff swinging through, wanted that one really badly. McNeil with a nice high heater to make it a full count situation. Second straight batter with a 3-2 count. This time, Cundiff watches it in and will jog down to first base. A good chat about the situation with Coach D. And that'll bring up Bree Hodges for the Hornets. Hodges, did she pull back enough? The official says she did not, so it is a strike for Hodges. One of the young players for Lynchburg with a lot of promise. It's pretty big stats in certain games. Runner going to second, and the throw is off the mark. Cundiff is there safely at second base. Keeping an eye on Cundiff because that ball blew away from McNeil. You might be able to hear it. You can certainly see it in the trees behind. The wind gods are upset today in Lynchburg, Virginia, and making us all aware. McNeil answering with a ball, making it 2-1 to Hodges. The runner at second in scoring position, swinging through that high heat for strike number two. Number two. And allows that one to fall in for a 3-2 count. This is 3 straight batters that have gone the distance versus McNeil, who has the most innings pitched, most pitches thrown on the team. And Hodges will earn another as that one is fouled off. Don't know if you were able to tell on the camera shot, but normally that ball would have sailed high above the netting behind home plate, but the wind is so strong coming in from that direction that it blew the ball back into play. Unfortunately, the catcher wasn't ready for it, as maybe the ball will send this one out deep. It does, but not deep enough. Catch is made, throw to third, not in time, and a sac fly again for the Hornets, but there are 2 outs now. That brings up the only other Hornet in the lineup that I would consider to have true experience. That is Olivia Herrmann. Her and Hughgate, the veterans in this lineup. McNeil trying to get out of here with minimal damage. Only giving up 1 run so far. 1 runner 60 feet away. Herrmann lays off of that and earns a 2-0 count. Two one is the count. Herrmann fooled by that changeup from McNeil. Beautiful drop, just shy of the plate. Herrmann was ready to rip one. Instead, finds herself looking at a 2-2 count. And swinging through strike 3, McNeil earns the K, her first of the day, and it comes at a good time. Keeping the damage minimum here after 1 inning of play. It is 1-0 Lynchburg on LHSN. Never enough time. Top of the second, and Guilford will bring up Grace Callis for the first time. Shortstop stepping up to the plate with her team down by 1, but out hitting Lynchburg 4-1 through 1 inning. There's contact. There's the throw to first, and making the tag in the process of that throw is Sophie Tully, and that's always a danger when you take a shot like that to your arm. Coach Simmons, you can see, coming out to check on her first baseman. Tully has gone through some injury problems this season already. And that one, though incidental, is worth taking a look at and talking to her about it. Bryce Wellen, athletic trainer for softball, will chat with Tully as well. And good news all around, as Tully seems to be okay. And we'll go back to work at first base. Jesse Beck, your right fielder for the Quakers, batting for the first time. And lets the first pitch fall in for strike number one. Guilford wastes no time, do they? McNeil, when she's in the circle, not a lot of time between pitches. And even the batters, just they step out, look down at third base. All right, coach, got it. And they come right back. And that pitch misses from Cox, so it's 2-1. Nice response from Cox. 2-2 with one out. A beautiful day in Lynchburg, Virginia. Final game of the regular season, final series of the regular season. The final game will be after this one. Home game, I should say, for Lynchburg. As I mentioned before, they will play Emory and Henry this weekend on the road. And swinging through for strike three is Beck. Cox collects her first K of the day, and the Hornets have 2 outs on the board. Bottom of the order, Kylie Duarte, left-hander, playing center field. Slaps that one down the near line, and it's going to be foul. Mentioning Guilford's speed in the circle and at the plate. How about how many times they wait for pitches? It's not very much. They're going after the first thing they see. If it's close, they're swinging it. And a slap down to first, and it's foul again from Duarte. So it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Cox delivers, and that one's fouled off again. Runs into that one. Hughgate back on it and makes the grab with the sun in her eyes. That's how the Hornets end the top of the second inning. They still lead at 1-0 here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Kaylee Hackett stands in for the first time today for the Hornets and takes the first pitch from Katie McNeil for a ball. Hackett batting .281 this season with 30 RBIs in her first year of the program, and fouls that one off as Lynchburg holds on to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. They picked it up in the first. Just have one hit. And the run, by the way, came on a wild pitch from McNeil. Hard shot down the left field line. It bounces fair, says the official. And so we'll pan to our left, and you'll see Kaylee Hackett at first base. You also notice Coach D has put the jacket on to confirm what we were saying about the wind. Brings the chill temperature down as Richardson and McNeil talk about the situation at hand. They will be trying to determine the best pitches against Sophie Tully, first baseman for Lynchburg, who had a little bit of a scare in the last half inning. A ball that was thrown into the first base line. So when she caught it, she made contact with the first base runner. Got her out on the tag, of course. But there was some concern about her arm, taking that kind of hit. But she recovered as the runner goes to second, and Hackett stands at second only for a moment because Sophie Tully did make contact and fouled it away. We'll see if Lynchburg is as bold again, even after showing their hand. Will Hackett go? She will. It's a hit and run. It's back to McNeil. Throw to first is good, and that will move the runner over, but also Guilford will earn their first out of the inning. It's a crowded shot right there. Lots of people in that. Eighth in the order is Grace Dooley. She wears number 8, and she watches the first pitch for a strike. Dooley had a tremendous outing most recently against Roanoke. I believe she had the game-winning RBI single. It was a big one for Lynchburg as they try to stay ahead of Roanoke in the ODAC standings. They took 2 from the Maroons, second one in comeback fashion. First one was a pitcher's duel, a 1-0 win. As that grounder gets through, throw home is not in time. That's an RBI single, make it a double as Dooley heads to second base on that throw. Hackett is home, and the Hornets are up by 2. Ashley Haley, bottom of the order for Lynchburg, playing second base, showing bunt, lays it down. McNeil throw to first in time for out number 2. But as you see, there is a runner once again 60 feet away. That's Dooley, thanks to the sac bunt by Haley. And it will be top of the order time for the Hornets. They've come all the way through the lineup once. Lexi Powell, a single in her first at bat. Swings at the first one and misses on that riser. McNeil in some trouble. Once again, trying to minimize the damage. Powell going for it all. Aaron Farina getting the shot of the day. Good work by the LHSN photographer. Bouncer gets past third. It's going to be foul territory, Joe, so calm down. Oh, 2 count with 2 outs. The Hornets have 3 hits, 2 runs. Guilford with 4 hits, all coming in the first inning. They have no runs to show for it yet. And Powell pokes this one to short. Here's the throw. It's just in time. Excellent grab. No, off the bag. Off the bag. They say it first. So Powell makes it safely, and she'll bring a run home as well. Dooley came home during that hit, so it's a 3-0 lead for Lynchburg. And Lexi Powell has 2 hits and an RBI to start the afternoon. Kayla Hughgate up next, showing bunt, pulls it back, and takes the first pitch for a ball. Hughgate flew out to right field in the first inning. Runner going to second, and sliding in safely is Lexi Powell. 2 stolen bases so far for Lynchburg in this one. Powell with her 6th stolen base of the season on that attempt. And finish as the bunt is laid down perfectly by Hughgate, who will make it safely, and then Powell is going to come home in the process of that wild throw. Lynchburg pulling away here, all with 2 outs on the board. Scoring 3 runs so far in the second. You got Hughgate at first, Cundiff at the plate. Hughgate going, hit and run situation. Ball is bobbled, throw to first, not in time, back to third. Sliding in safely is Hughgate. Excellent base running by this Hornet squad right now. They are taking advantage of every pass ball, every inaccurate throw. And now they've got runners at first and third. 2 outs, and the Quakers need to talk it out. I have to hold this camera steady, so I'm not going to talk right now, just in case anybody's wondering. Tough spot for McNeil, but she's in a good mood, it seems. Even with her team down by 4. And the Hornets, great small ball play leading to another chance to bring in a run. This time it's Bree Hodges with the opportunity. Runner going to second. We knew that would be the case. Can't take a chance and have Richardson throw it to second and get the ball get away, and then Hughgate come home. So Hodges has an opportunity to bring 2 in with 1 good smack as she awaits a good pitch. She's ahead in the count, 2-0. Shows off her sword playing skills. I bet she could do that with the sword. I bet she could. As long as it's balanced right, just like a bat, no problem. Not saying we should find out. I'm just assuming that it would be something she could do. McNeil battling back. Now a 2-2 count with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Hodges sees it coming, thought about it, and held off for ball 3. It's such a hard thing to do in mid-swing to pull that back. Full count pitch and fouled away. Staying alive is Hodges. Let's look at our runners. Hughgate Kayla Hughgate at third. And over here, somewhere back there, is Carly Cundiff at second. There we go. Full count, 2 outs. Lynchburg scoring 3 runs already, and they'll have an opportunity to put more on with a new batter as Hodges earns the free trip to first base. And airplane. That's pretty dope. All right, you can get off of that awesome shot. Fun stuff. Olivia Herrmann did not have a fun first at bat. She struck out. She's the only strikeout victim so far. All of my stats are unofficial because I'm not able to write them down. My hands are full. So take that into consideration as she flies that one up in fair play, and safe at home is Hughgate. Tough ball to be played for Richardson as it took a weird bounce when it landed off of Herman's, what I thought was a foul tip, but it stayed close by. Richardson got to it, but she couldn't get back to the bag in time, and Hughgate slid around the potential tag for run number 5. And just like that, we've got a new batter. Kaylee Hackett. Yes, you can. Because her name kind of sounds like, can she hack it? Kaylee Hackett. It's just something in my head, not everybody's. Probably for the best. Anyway, bases loaded. There's Bree Hodges at second. We know Olivia Herrmann's at first. Who's at third? Abbott and Costello. Oh, it's Carly Cundiff. Two-one count with 2 outs for McNeil and the Quakers. Leaking oil quickly in the beginning of this one. Big swing, but a miss for Hackett. Waited on that one, chops at the third. Throw is going to get away from first base. 1 run scores, now 2. Hodges and Cundiff come home. And going out to second is Kaylee Hackett. Olivia Herrmann at third. And we continue this long second inning with 2 outs for Lynchburg. 7-0. McNeil, first pitch, contact made by Sophie Tully. We've come all the way around, by the way, in this second inning. In the batting order, as you might expect. To start the second inning, Lynchburg had 1 run on 1 hit. Now they have 6 runs on 5 hits. And contact made but fouled away by Tully. Olivia Herrmann, 60 feet away, hoping to be brought home. And into the dugout. And then back out. Fouled away. Kaylee Hackett bringing in 2 runs thanks to an error by Guilford, as that one is fouled up and into the fan area. 3 errors for Guilford. That certainly hurts their cause here. They'll have to clean that up defensively and try to find what they had in the first inning offensively. We'll talk more about that when they come up to bat in the third, as this one's popped up in the infield and caught. Finally, say the Quakers, we are done. but not before Lynchburg can put up 6 runs in the second. They lead it 7-zip on LHSN. And we are back to start the top of the third inning. And the first pitch from Cox misses for a ball to Kylie Richardson, your catcher today for the Quakers, who are down by 7 after giving up 6 runs. Not all of them earned in the second inning. 3 errors for the Quakers, and all of them coming in that last inning. This is a Quakers team that came out hitting easily. I mean, everything that was coming in near the box, they were sending it back out. Had 4 hits in the first inning, but just couldn't bring any runs home. Give credit to Lynchburg's defense, helping out Kaylee Cox, who was struggling early on. Guilford got as far as third base, but no further. In the second inning, it was quick work again for Lynchburg's defense. That one over the head of Hughgate. Tossed into second. And easily standing at first is Kylie Richardson. So a nice start for the Quakers, who need it at this juncture. Caitlin Ray, your second baseman, takes the first pitch. Herrmann showing that she's ready to throw to first if Richardson takes too much of a lead off that bag. She is being pretty liberal with that lead, I would say. Try to capture it if it happens. 2-0 count at the plate, by the way. And going to left field is Ray's hit, and it lands fair. Throw quickly coming to third. Sliding in is Richardson. How about that double from Caitlin Ray? And that is exactly what the Quakers needed, with no outs here to start the third. Back to what they were doing in the beginning of the game, only this time they hope to bring home some runs. That's the 7th double of the season, by the way, for Caitlin Ray. And it'll be Allie Morales batting next, her second appearance of the game. Had a single in the first. And takes that pitch for a called ball. So it's 2-0. The excitement of hanging out in the dugout. Grounder back to Cox. Easy throw to first. Keeps the runners at bay and puts an out on the board. It's not all about how you pitch when you're in the circle. You got to be able to play defense too. Help out your own calls. Casey Bunting first baseman today for the Quakers. She's had some issues in the field and would love to help out the team offensively, make up for some of those mistakes. In the hole, 0-1. Runners at second and third. And Cox paints the outside corner for strike 2. You see Richardson there in the back. She said, come on, Casey. 60 feet, it's not far. I can make it. Just make some contact. No need to go after that, though. Kaylin Ray at second base, responsible for putting Richardson 60 feet away. As Bunting swings through, ball gets away. Bunting is coming to first and will be there safely for a bases loaded situation. Heads up play by 25 in black. Unfortunate error for a very experienced catcher, and Olivia Herrmann, she just lost it, couldn't get to it in time. And now with one out, you've got bases loaded and a pinch running situation for the Quakers as they bring in Abby Hill. To run in place of Bunting. And the pitcher, Katie McNeil, hasn't had the best day in the circle and can help her own cause at the plate. This part's pretty cool. I love when pitchers can get up there and swing the sticks too and really make up for any mistakes they might have made, or more importantly, just try to win the duel, right? Pitcher versus pitcher. 0-1 delivery. Swung at and missed. Strike 2. Bases loaded. Here's the 0-2 on the outside corner, but misses for Cox. Big moment here. 1-2 count with one out. Sacks full. And a hard grounder stopped by Haley, but could not cleanly pick it up. And everyone's safe, including the runner at home, as the Quakers get on the board. I know it's not what Haley wanted, obviously, in that moment, but more importantly, she kept the ball in front of her and only allowing Guilford to score 1. More importantly for Guilford, knowing that you're able to hit the Hornets, now you have the confidence that you can score against this defense as well. There's a good look at the wind blowing in from Drysdale Student Center. So that's center field to home, and then it quickly shifts. So try to time your swings right if you want to head one over the wall. Next up for the Quakers, number 10, Katie Griswold. And a grounder picked up by Hughgate. She has to recover and cannot in time. So each team making some lethal errors in the field, helping out the opponents to score some runs. 7-2 now, as the Quakers are able to bounce back here in the third inning. Still just one out on the board. And the first pitch to our new batter is a strike. That's Grace Callis, the shortstop for Guilford. And fouls that one off. Bases are still loaded for Guilford. Faces and the numbers have changed, but each bag is still Another foul tip on an 0-2 count. This one blooped up and will land safely. Hughgate throw home is in time for the force out. What a heads-up play by Kayla Hughgate, getting there quickly and in stride, throwing it home for the force out. And a good way to respond to that previous mistake in the field, as the Hornets now have 2 outs. Bases are still loaded, but it's a force out everywhere, as Guilford sends Jesse Beck to home plate, batting for the second time. Struck out in her first appearance. As Cox misses outside for ball 2. 7-2 score. Guilford has out-hit Lynchburg 6-5. Each team with more errors than they'd like to have. 3 for Guilford, 2 for Lynchburg. Here's another shot to outfield, and it's scooped up. There's going to be 1-2 runs coming home. Tully stops the throw, but not before Guilford can bring in those 2 ladies. And we got ourselves a close game again. 7-4 is the score with 2 outs in the third. And now Coach Simmons wants to chat things over with Kaylee Cox and the rest of her team. As you might expect in this position, you were leading 7-0 to start this inning. And now Guilford has put the runs together with the hits that they had in the first inning to now out-hit you and bring the lead down to 3. Kylie Duarte, your next batter for the Quakers, bottom of the order. Last time we saw her try to slap some bunts, even got a hit, a piece of one on a run, a running hit. It was caught. But right now, the way things are working with the weather, just a little poke, the wind could sail it over top of the infield into the short, shallow outfield, as that last hit was. Just need to make contact on a day like today, weather-wise. Duarte does. It hangs up high. Hughgate's back on it. And it's eventually caught by a left field's Kaylee Hackett. And the Hornets give up 4 runs. They still have the insurance of a 3-run lead. They'll try to add to it in the bottom of the third next. Grace Dooley at bat for Lynchburg as we start the bottom of the third. Lots of runs already being scored through the early parts of this one. The first of two games today between the Quakers and the Hornets on LHSN. Thank you for tuning in today to the action, the final regular season home series for Lynchburg before they head down south this weekend to battle the Wasps of Emory and Henry in the final regular season home series or regular season series period. As that grounder from second to first is a good throw. Nice response for a Guilford team in the field that had some struggles in the second inning. Had 3 errors during that stanza. But Lynchburg, well, they did their part. 2 errors in the third and giving up 4 runs. Bunt laid down, stays fair and safe at first is Ashley Haley. Haley, batting in the 9th spot, has done a really good job today of creating good opportunities, helping her team score, and now putting herself on the bags first in the third. And that brings up the top of the order, Lexi Powell. 2 hits today for Powell, an RBI to go along with him. Runner going, that's Haley. Here's the throw, not going to be in time. Seventh stolen base of the season for Ashley Haley. Puts herself in scoring position. Showing bunt is Powell. Does not make contact and will pick up her second strike of the at-bat. Good contact down the left field line, but it's well over the netting, and that lady almost caught it. And she's talking about how she almost caught it. This time it's straightened out, and it's into the outfield, rolling up near the warning track. Here's the throw into second. Powell will be there. And during all that, Haley, the speedy second baseman, she's heading to the dugout because she scored on the RBI double from Lexi Powell. So 2 RBIs for Powell, and she's 3 for 3 at the plate. And the Hornets take a 4-run advantage. Now it's Kayla Hughgate's turn to keep the bats hot for Hornets. Just 1 out, so Hughgate thinking about, Coach Simmons thinking about having her bunt Powell to third. Wisely pulls back on that pitch from McNeil. Slapping it down the third baseline, but it's foul from Hughgate. One-two pitch in there for strike 3. McNeil's second strikeout of the day, surprising Hughgate. And putting 2 outs on the board for Guilford. You saw Coach Simmons letting her runner know there's 2 outs, so on contact, you're coming home, Lexi Powell. There is contact, lifted to left field, and it's caught for out number 3. Quakers give up 1 run. It is 8-4 after 3 innings from Moon Field on LHSN. Time to start the top of the fourth inning. And we're at the top of the order for the Quakers. That's Kylie Richardson. Second pitch of the at-bat is in there for strike two from Kaylee Cox. Happy to report that I have been relieved of my camera duties, so I can now focus on talking to you and giving you as much information as possible. That's good for all of us. But the pressure is on our very own Max Bourne, who is running the camera now, because, well, I was running the camera and talking, so he ought to be able to do one of those things pretty well. Richardson on after being hit by a pitch. And it's just the second Quaker to be hit by a pitch this season. And, of course, first one of the day. And first pitch to Caitlin Ray, this at bat is a strike. One pitch, and it's grounded to short. Nice backhand stop by Hughgate. Throw to first is not in time. So close, but still a great play made by Hughgate and Haley at the second bag to get the first out and also take away that lead runner. First pitch, contact made. Cundiff with the throw to second, and the force out is good for out number two. Carly Cundiff holding it down in the hot corner today, making some great fielding plays. Casey Bunting stepping in again. She reached on a single in the second inning. Helped the Quakers collect 6 runs in the second. And a hard shot to left. It's rising and it's gone! Home run for Casey Bunting. And no coincidence, the American flag was straight out from home plate to center field. The wind just took that sucker all the way into Lynchburg's warm-up area, and Casey Bunting makes it a 2-run game. RBI 17 and 18 on the year, and her 6th home run of the season. Offenses are cruising through as Cundiff knocks down that grounder. Throw to first is good for out number 3, but not before Guilford does some damage with 2 runs. It's 8-6 going to the bottom of the 4th on LHSN. What a game we've got this afternoon, the first of two between these two programs, Guilford and Lynchburg, meeting for the 37th time since 2003. Lynchburg owning the series 26-10. They've won 8 of the last 10 meetings, but the Quakers are hanging around here after getting down by as much as 7 after the first 2 innings. They're now only down 2. And Lynchburg looks to continue their streak of innings with a run scored. They have scored at least 1 in every inning so far. Bree Hodges will try to start things off for Lynchburg in a positive way. And now finds herself ahead in the count 2-1. Hodges so far today, a run scored after being walked in her only at bat. And takes that pitch for a full count situation. Hodges batting .281 this year with 27 hits, this being her 98th at bat. And gets struck out by McNeil, her 3rd strikeout of the day. And a good start for the Quakers, who try to continue the comeback momentum, seeing if they can translate the stellar offense in the last 2 innings into some solid defense. And we've got a change in the lineup with Olivia Herrmann not coming up next for Lynchburg. Instead, it will be Madison Walker. 15th appearance of the season now for Walker. 143 average, has 2 hits and 2 RBIs. So it's an interesting move for Coach Simmons. Walker sees 2 pitches, 1 misses and 1 is in the zone. Two in a row for McNeil as she seems to be becoming more comfortable the further we go along in this game. Ahead in the count, 1-2 with 1 out, and it's another strikeout. 2 batters have gone down swinging. The only time it's good to hear those words is if you're listening to Fall Out Boy. So it's Kaylee Hackett's turn. Hackett 1 for 2 with a run scored. And lets that pitch fall in for ball 1. Freshman out of Appomattox, Virginia. Watches that become a 2-1 count in her favor with 2 outs and nobody on. Lynchburg with a run scored in every inning so far, leading it by 2. This one popped up to shallow left. It will land safely, and it'll just be a single. Good backup by Griswold to keep that one from rolling any further. And Lynchburg's chances continue here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Coach Simmons going to make another change at the plate. Pinch hitting for Sophie Tully is going to be Shea Allheight. This is her 9th at-bat of the season. She's a .375 hitter in the previous 8 at-bats with 3 hits and 1 RBI. Here's the runner down to second. Slides in safely. The ball got away on a good throw this time from Richardson. But unfortunately, Callis could not hold on. And it becomes a stolen base for Kaylee Hackett. That is her her fourth stolen base of the season. Meanwhile, back at the plate, it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs and a runner at second for your pinch hitter, Shea Allheight. Fouls this one straight up. Richardson, easy catch, just like they do in warm-ups. And for the first time today, the Hornets held scoreless in an inning. It's 8-6 in favor of the home team on LHSN. Cruising along here in game 1 of 2 from Lynchburg, Virginia. We have a pitching change for the Hornets. Kaylee Cox is done after 4 innings. In her place, we'll see the lefty, Emily Charlton, who had an excellent game against Roanoke a few nights ago. First pitch, chopped to first. Sophie Tully there to touch the bag and get the first out. That was Jessie Beck, by the way. We didn't get around to saying anything about Beck. As usual, Guilford trying to hit early in the count. As Charlton delivers for a strike. On the season, this is Charlton's 20th appearance. She has the most appearances for any Hornets pitcher, as that goes foul from Kylie Duarte. Actually, no, I think this is Grace Callis, pardon me. So I saw Jessie Beck, she's going to be on deck now. She was picking up a bat. So we started the inning with Katie Griswold, and I knew that. I had that written down in my sheet. What is going on? As this one is hit to center. Fundamental play made for out number 2. Now it's Jessie Beck's turn. I can finish what I'm saying about Emily Charlton. A 2.02 ERA, 6.1 record. Has 2 saves this season. Leads the team in innings pitched now with over 59. Just 17 earned runs, second lowest on the squad, as Cundiff reaches out, grabs that ball, and makes a perfect play to first. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th next. Hope you didn't miss anything on that. Would have been easy to do. Still windy, just confirming what we've been talking about. It has helped a little bit. Casey Bunting with a home run earlier as the wind was blowing from home to center. Katie McNeil still in the circle for the Quakers. 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 runs, 4 of those earned. It has not been a great fielding day for the Quakers defense. She also has 2 walks to go along with 4 strikeouts. For Lynchburg, it's Grace Dooley at the plate. And takes the first pitch for a ball. So far today, Dooley 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. And pops this one to shallow right. Sprinting in to make the catch is Jessie Beck. And now to the bottom of the order for the Hornets. Ashley Haley having a nice afternoon. 1 hit and 1 at bat. Reached on a fielder's choice. She's also been brought home to score one of Lynchburg's 8 runs. 0-1 delivery from McNeil. Grounder to third, scooped up. There's the throw, and now the Quakers are fully back to their fundamentals. They struggled with the throws like that in the second inning, giving Lynchburg 6 runs. But since then, their defense has calmed down, and they're able to put 2 outs on the board. As we head to the top of the order again with Lexi Powell. That one tight inside for ball 1. Powell 3 for 3 today with 2 RBIs and has also come across the plate twice. Wanted that one real bad. Foul tipped it for a 1-1 count. Each team with 8 hits. The Quakers with 3 errors. Lynchburg with 2. And they lead by 2. And we have a 2-1 count with 2 outs. We're on camera 2. And now it's 2-2. What's up with all the 2s, man? It's wacky. McNeil rests, now comes set, delivers, and Powell went way up for that one. Fortunate to get a piece and keep herself alive. She'll want to take a breather and relax a little bit, knowing that that one was not even close. We'll try again. And once again, Powell makes contact, runs through it, but it is foul. So we will try it one more time. The 3rd generation Hornet if you will, third sister to come through the program. Her next eldest sister, Cassie, is still on the team. Her oldest sister, Danielle, is an assistant coach for Lynchburg. The 2-2 is coming. It's popped straight up. It's in play. There's a chance to be played. No, actually the wind blew it out. Some of those are hard to see from our vantage point. In case you're curious where we are, the camera that's getting close-ups, we are directly behind that camera in our new little enclosure. Not new to us, but new to this location. As Powell fouls that one off herself. The umpire was saying she was in the box. And that time, Powell laying off it and creating a full count situation. If you stick around for game 2, we'll have a camera on the third baseline. We'll be able to show you this enclosure that we've been using at Schellenberger Field since February. No longer needed. More on that later as this one is chopped down to third and misplayed by Morales. So the speedy Powell will be on first and become a threat on the base paths once again. And they give her the hit, so she is now 4 for 4 in the leadoff spot. And Coach Simmons will make another change in the lineup. Kayla Hughgate stepping out. And stepping in for the first time today will be Caroline Joy. Joy making her 60th at bat of the season, batting .254. And trying to bring Lexi Powell in from first. That's a foul ball. Powell is ready to go to second. Instead, it's an 0-2 count. For the sophomore out of Gainesville, Virginia, with 2 outs and a runner at first. Swinging through. And that's it. 4th strikeout of the day for Katie McNeil, and it remains a 2-run game going to the 6th inning. Right here next on LHSN. .86 is our score from University of Lynchburg and Lynchburg, Virginia. Emily Charlton still on the rubber inside the pitching circle for the Hornets as they try to hold out here in a game that was thought to be early, maybe a 5-inninger or maybe even 6. 7-0 after 2 innings of play, but the Quakers continue to chip away as that hit is scooped up by Haley. Throw to first is good, and out number 1 is on the board. I believe that was a pinch hitter for the Quakers. That was number 13, Carmen Roberts, pinch hitting for Kaylee Duarte. This one is going to roll foul for Richardson. 2 for 2 with a run scored today for Kylie Richardson, your catcher for the Quakers. 5 outs left for the Quakers to complete a comeback. Hard grounder scooped up by Hughgate, and just as the Quakers did in the infield, Lynchburg has improved on their early game mistakes. After 3 innings, there was a total of 5 errors. It still is that total, but the first 3 innings were a bit sketchy. First pitch from Charlton to Caitlin Ray is fouled away. Ray is 1 for 3 today with a run scored. Takes the second pitch for ball number 1. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Charlton showing some good stuff here in relief of Kaylee Cox. Rocks the rubber and delivers, and it comes right back where it came from. Hard grounder to center field. And Ray will be there at first with her second single of the day. Allie Morales, a part of 2 runs scored by Guilford in the 3rd. Good work by Olivia Herrmann. Excellent job keeping that ball in play. Easily could have picked it up and thrown to second. So Ray says, nope, I'm going to stay right here at first base. Good response from Charlton. Finds the zone for strike 1. One delivery, foul tip, and it's 1-2 now. Contact made, popped up to shallow right, and it's caught by Ashley Haley for out number 3. So a lot of runs scored in the beginning. Not much here late as these 2 teams play tensely and smartly to keep it a close 2-run contest heading to the bottom of the 6th on LHSN. All right, we are wrapping up game 1 in anticipation of game 2, but we're not done yet. We still got potentially 2 full innings to go, if you will, if you're Lynchburg. If they can hold on to the lead here and keep Guilford from scoring 2 in the next, then we will be done. Until then, time to add some potential insurance runs, and they will start things off with a pop-up. Caught at second by Ray. That was Carly Cundiff at the plate. Now it's Cassie Powell pinch hitting for Bree Hodges. See if she can channel some sister power, taking some of what Lexi Powell has been able to do today and help herself out. Lexi is 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Cassie steps up in just her 12th plate appearance. And McNeil going the distance, most likely. Starts the count 0-1 with 1 out. And Cassie watches that one for strike 2. The 0-2 swinging through, strike 3, 5th K of the day for Katie McNeil. Olivia Herrmann is back in for the Hornets after being pinch hit the last time around. And the first pitch, she grounds right up through second base into center field. And Herrmann now with a 2 for 4 day. Actually, 1 for 3. That's how fast the stats are loading. Good work, everybody. After 6 years, IT finally got it right. Still 2 outs. And the first pitch, contact made by Kaylee Hackett. Hackett 2 for 3 with a run scored. In the second game, I'll be able to keep score myself as well. That'll help. Instead of relying on live stats, as Richardson makes the throw to second, and for the 4th time today, the Hornets are safe. The last 2 have been very accurate from Richardson, just not enough mustard on it to get there in time. And so Herrmann in scoring position. The 1-1 count, Hackett pops it up to second base, make that shortstop rather, and the threat is over. As Lynchburg goes 3 straight innings without scoring a run, they still hold a 2-run lead. Last chance for the Quakers coming up next. Yeah. Emily Charlton in the circle trying to finish things out here for Lynchburg. They have led the entire way. Guilford providing some resistance in the middle portion of the contest. No one scoring in the last 2 innings. The last time this young lady was up, she hit a 2-run homer. It's Casey Bunting. It was her 5th home run of the time, and this one is another good shot. It will stay in play off the left field wall. Going to second. Here's the throw. Tag is down, but Bunting is safe. I had a good look at that, and certainly it was close, but Haley just didn't quite get to the tag in time. Bunting's left foot touched the bag before Haley's glove touched the leg of Bunting. How about that for Casey Bunting? 2-run homer followed by a double, and putting a runner in scoring position as Bunting is pinch run for again. This time, well, if I look at the right sheet, that'd be helpful. Taylor Ledbetter is on the base paths at second base. Meanwhile, Katie McNeil, the pitcher today for the Quakers, is at the plate, trying to help her own cause. Down by 2, and takes that pitch up top for ball 2. McNeil 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored to go along with her 10 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeout day on the rubber, and will add another run to her tally. RBI single for Katie McNeil, as that one fooled the infield for Lynchburg. And the speedy Ledbetter got around from second to home. It's a 1-run game. We got a change in the lineup for the Quakers in what could be the final inning. I think that's, no, I beg your pardon, it is Katie Griswold. I think we had a pinch runner instead. I saw a coach coming out talking to the official. Yes, we do have a pinch runner for the Quakers. Laura Thompson is at first base for Guilford. Katie Griswold is at home, trying to help her team extend this game. Nobody out, trailing by 1 run. A 1-1 pitch on the way, swinging through strike 2. Charlton rocks the rubber, sends it in, 1-2 up high, missing. And it's a 2-2 count with a runner at first. Fortune still favoring Lynchburg at the moment, but only barely. I told you earlier in the broadcast about Guilford being the 7th seed if the tournament would start today. It's a pretty dangerous 7th seed. They had some mistakes earlier, but they have been able to hit every single inning. Here is a chopper that gets to Haley. Throw not going to come down to first because the runner was in the lane. So Hughgate did not try to make that throw attempt. Instead, assuring that they got at least 1 out. The lead runner is gone as Griswold stands at first on that fielder's choice. And Grace Callis steps up next for the Quakers. First pitch, thought about it, laid off of it. That was a mistake. 0-1 count with 1 out and a runner at first. Callis 0 for 3 today. First hit could be the most important. Lays off it again, this time a wise decision. 1-1 delivered. Chop to Tally. Touches the first bag. Throw to second. Gets over top of Hughgate, but will stay close enough to keep Griswold honest. Good work by Sophie Tully at first. She's made a couple really good plays today. Had a scare in the beginning with a ball that was thrown in the running lane. Her arm made contact with the runner in an awkward way, but no problems as she has bounced back in the field and at the plate. So this is it for the Quakers. 2 outs, a runner at second. They need 1 to tie it and keep things moving. They'll have to try and get it done with Jessie Beck. Beck 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. She has proven that she can get the job done as Charlton misses up high for a 1-1 count. And this one rolls to Haley. There's the throw to first. And the Hornets hold on in game number 1. After leading 7-0 after 2 innings, they complete the effort to hold off the Quakers in an attempt to conquest the Hornets. Unfortunately, they could not. But good news for the home team, they win 8-7 in game number 1. The Hive has spoken. The Hornets win game 1. We're ready for game 2 next. Bathroom break for me and probably you as well.